Okay, you know what? Let's start again. This did not go how I anticipated, Richie.
No, I didn't think it would.
Okay.
So your impression of me. I'm like a Dark Souls enemy. I just wanted to.
Yes.
What a casual.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Hi, Richie.
Hi, Sin.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to What, Where, Why? Episodes of Blood...
Enemies.
Enemies of Bloodborne.
It's okay, it's late. It's late for all of us.
Episode 42. And today we're gonna talk about the Pilgrim in the Dungeon. Recommended. Recommended by Rorik and Derek.
Yes. Thank you, Rorik and Derek.
Thank you. So, the Pilgrim is an interesting one.
Yeah.
I've actually encountered them in dungeons.
Yeah.
And they're like chill.
Yeah, they don't hurt you.
They just like walk around and they're like, "What's up?" And you're like, "Nothing much, you." They're like, "Oh, just chilling." And then you're like, "Me too." And they're like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll see you later." You're like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Bye."
Have you ever had them attack you?
No? Can they?
Yeah, if you aggro them, they can attack you.
So they defend themselves, basically.
They'll defend themselves, and they also sometimes do it if they're walking and there's like like an urn or something in the way that they're trying to walk by. And
so
they
they'll
can't...
attack the urn?
Yeah, they'll attack stuff to break it if it's getting in the way.
Oh my god, that's so cool! I love them! That is such a mood. Like you're walking and there's an urn in your way, and you're like, "Oh my god, urn, get out of the way! Who put the urn here? I told them stop putting urns here!" Like, I get it. I agree. There are way too many urns in the labyrinth.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, so they do that. And their attack is it's like a shockwave thing. They kneel down for a bit, and then there's this like aura sort of bursts out around them and hits everything.
So they're not specifically attacking you, even.
No, they'll just attack. They'll attack anything that gets in their way, but if you ignore them, they don't do anything.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So they're not like super aggressive. They're just like going about their day. They're basically telling you to keep your social distance.
Yes.
Okay.
They're the only sensible Pthumerians because they saw the plague of the beast was coming. They decided to begin social distancing.
Yes. Excellent.
The glow is so you can see them, so you know to keep away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You know the energy blast that they do when they kneel?
Yeah.
Reminds me of Kuon when they when you cleanse. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. And the way they walk, they just have like a chain with a cross or something?
There's two different versions.
Okay. Tell me.
They'll either have the staff that they use like a walking stick, or they'll be holding a little chain with a cross on the end of it.
Do they ever hit you with the stick?
No.
So they don't even hit you with the stick. This is like the only, I guess, quote unquote enemy, you know, that doesn't hit you with their staff. Wow.
Yeah.
So they're legit just chill. They're basically just going for a walk.
Yeah, that is what they're doing.
Okay.
Okay.
And could you describe them, like what they look like physically?
They're a Pthumerian, so very tall, very pale. Mm-hmm. They are wearing a white robe. It's similar to the robe that the other... Like, you sometimes run into Labyrinth Watchers in white robes. It's like that, but without the armor. So they're just wearing the robe. And, yeah, very tall, thin, gaunt, and, like we said, they'll either have a staff or a little talisman thing. Mm-hmm. And the thing that you'll most likely notice about them is that they have a white glow around them. They're
Yes.
glowing. Yeah.
Why are they glowing?
I have no idea. I mean,
Okay, let's come up with a theory for the glow specifically. So let's talk about the glow specifically. What is the glow?
can I go into like internal names for things?
Yes.
They're
Yes.
called internally. They're called Moonlight Ghost.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
They're called Moonlight Ghost, and there's versions of them for like Central Yarnum and stuff.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I think they were meant to, like, early on, they would have been a more significant thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're also very, I don't know, there's something about them. They're very like ethereal. They walk slowly.
Yeah.
Like there's something about them that stands out, you know?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
so
they might straight
yeah.
up just be a ghost, for all you know.
I was kind of thinking that they look very ghostly, like kind of
Yeah.
not like exactly like the ladies in Kinehurst Castle.
Yeah, they're
But-
not transparent like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, and where is the glow? Do we find that anywhere else?
No, and you can actually make them spawn without the glow if you keep away from them long enough.
Interesting.
Because the glow is like an effect that only renders from a certain distance.
Okay.
So if you're used to the chalices, you'll sometimes see one in the distance that's not glowing and think, "What the hell is that?"
Mm-hmm.
And then realize, oh, it's a pilgrim. It's just not glowing, and you're not used to seeing it.
Oh, you know how, let's say when you ride a bike at night, you should wear like a vest
Yeah.
that has like a reflection so that the cars see you?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. At night, they're walking around and they're glowing so people don't accidentally like run them over.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of like carts and things in the labyrinth.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems quite a dangerous place to drive. So,
Yes.
yeah, that's the right idea.
And thank you. And why is the glow?
We're talking about the pilgrim or the glow.
The glow, we're talking. This is the glow now.
Shaders of Bloodborne.
Yes.
Like we said, it's possible they're actually just a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing about them. Okay, when did you ever kill it, or did you just let it walk by?
I feel like I killed them and they gave me blood vials.
Yeah, so they either give you 10 blood vials or 12 quicksilver bullets, which is quite a lot. Like that is a lot of stuff to give you, and it's
Yeah, true.
and it's a 100% thing. You'll get either one of those. There's no chance you
Okay.
won't get a drop from a pilgrim.
Okay.
So it suggests that they're like, they're like some sort of holy person, and they're like full of all of the Pthumerian blood and whatever Quicksilver represents in this instance is filling them. Yeah, so.
Wow, okay. And they are, you know what? You know how we talked about the Sumerians, how they're like superhuman, but also we found out beasts like the madman in the labyrinth?
Yeah.
So what if this is like the opposite of the madman?
It kind of is, I think. Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about them.
So this is like, you know how, like, let's say you have like a continuum. There's the madman on like, I don't know, the left of the continuum line, the Sumerians in the middle, and then the glowing, the pilgrims all the way to the right. So it's like maybe the pilgrim is what the Sumerians are trying to achieve type deal, but most of them are in the middle. Yeah.
Right. That's possible.
Yeah. It's like a bell curve, you know?
Yeah.
Cool. And sorry, what's their internal name again?
It's like Ghost of Moonlight.
And we talked about how moonlight is possibly projecting arcane energy or whatever.
Yeah, you see, you appear to have a lot of confidence in that idea.
And the flowers are like, "Oh, moonlight, we love you." And then that's how big moon energy is made. And Willem could be absorbing some moonlight with his words, remember?
Yeah.
So So I'm wondering if they're exhibiting sort of moonlight glow from the inside, or if it's meant to be that they absorb the moonlight glow better. You know what I mean?
What does that mean, absorb it better?
Well, let's say they're in the dungeon now, so there's
Yeah.
not much moonlight there, so they're not really absorbing it that well. But if they go
Yeah.
outside, whatever shines on them, whatever moonlight shines on them, they'll be absorbing it like twice as good as Willem, or 3 times as good as the plants. You know?
Yeah. That's possible, yeah.
Okay.
That's one interpretation.
I knew that was coming. Thank you, Richie. That's one interpretation. Oh my god! Richie!
Yes.
What if they're glowing because they, like, what if moonlight glowing is the side effect of drinking moonlight energy?
Well, I think that's maybe what the Quicksilver Bullets is.
Huh.
Hmm.
Interesting.
I guess other interesting factoids about the Pilgrim.
Yeah.
They're one of the very few enemies that you don't get HP back by attacking when you're in rally mode.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So you, like, if you're hurt by one and then you hit it back, you won't get any hit points. It's like the doll is another example. It's a very... Miguelash's corpse puppets as well. I'm trying to think of others. I think that might be it. But yeah, it's a very rare property.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess, again, suggests this thing is non-hostile. You don't get anything for hurting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to think of what else they do. Yeah, in a sense, they're kind of like an NPC, really, because they ignore you and you don't get anything for hurting them, apart from you get a ton of blood vials and quicksilver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they are, they're weakest to blood, but like all their defenses are like shit across the board. They have no real.
Okay.
Oh, actually, here's a good example, right? You know how we've talked about how the poison is like a blood impurity thing.
Mm-hmm.
They have 999 slow poison resistance. It's like, because of the way the game calculates poison damage, it's actually impossible to be completely immune to poison. You can only ever have 999 resistance. And like if you watch like gimmick videos, like Trin has done this, where she'll find bosses that have 999 rapid poison, and she'll just keep rapid poisoning them because it's possible if you just hit them enough times, because there's no actual immunity. So what the game is doing is it's saying that like these guys are, for all intents and purposes, immune to poison.
So they're like so pure?
Yeah, they're so pure you can't poison them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So it could be like when they talk about the Pthumerians discovering the Eldritch truth. It's like, is this what it meant? Is this what it was like with these people?
So, Rich, I had another vision.
Mm-hmm.
It has to do with the previous episodes where we talked about how Pthumerians, I think it was in the Mad Men episode, how Pthumerians may have exaggerated that they all ascended or whatever.
Yeah. So,
like, Pthumerian is like, okay, let's write a book about our history. So they're like, start writing, and it's like, okay, and also the Eldritch truth was discovered. And they like look around, and there's only like one guy that's glowing and fully ascended.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what we're gonna say? We fully ascended because we're a team, right? Yeah.
No, they look at it and they're just like, several of us ascended.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, several of us are superhuman. Great item description. Bravo. Good job, everyone. Take 5.
Literally several.
Literally several. That's how I'm starting to feel about the Pthumerians, legit. Like, kind of left out some details, guys. Yeah, okay. Or you know how there was a great civil war between the Sumerians?
Yeah.
Actually, it was just like some Twitter drama and some people left. Like there was no war.
I'm being quiet because I keep thinking of things to say and then thinking, no, we won't go there.
So funny. And then you know how you find but you find the armor, right?
Yeah.
Around the place. It's just the same Pthumerians who wrote the book, and the item descriptions are like, crap, if somebody comes down here and they see that like there was no war, let's go to the museum, get some of the armor, spread it all around, and we're gonna be like, look at that.
What would a Sumerian museum be? It's the Museum of Corpses. It's a fairly one-note ancient civilization. It's just graves.
Oh my god. Oh, well, actually, you know how there's this exhibition? I think it's called Bodies?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still around. Remember?
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Yeah, where they had like dissected bodies or whatever, muscles and stuff on display.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it. Maybe Pthumerians started that trend. So you're making fun of Pthumerians being like, oh, what is it, a museum of corpses? But actually, IRL,
Yeah.
us humans have a fucking museum of corpses. Jesus. So where are the pilgrims?
They are in Pthumerian dungeons. I think they are just in Pthumeru. Hang on. I know there's at least one in a place. Yeah, they're in the layer 3 of the Pthumerian labyrinth. So like the first chalice you get, they're at the bottom of that. And then after that, they appear everywhere. I think they can appear in East as well as Pthumeru. I don't know if you get them in Loran.
Okay. Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
And why are the pilgrims?
Well, why you've come up with a lot of theories about pilgrims. Why do you think the pilgrims are?
Okay, let's think of like a legit theory.
Mm-hmm.
I guess a legit theory would be
They
like...
become the orphan of Cause.
What? Why?
It's my least favorite Gurman theory.
Oh no. So I think like legitimately, basically, these are the super ascended Pthumerians. So this is what the Pthumerians are aiming for.
Right.
And I guess that's why they're all chill and they're like, listen, I ascended.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm beyond all your, all your drama. I'm just gonna walk around, take a walk.
Why do you think they're called a pilgrim?
Okay, let's look at the definition of a pilgrim. Definition.
That's what we call a leading question, because I was going to mention something else.
So, why do you think they are called a pilgrim, Richie?
Thank you, Sin. So my take on them is that the labyrinth is like it's a tomb.
Yeah.
It's full of dead things. Mm-hmm. And then if you look at them, they're just walking around. So I took it as like, oh, they're just on a pilgrimage to like, the dead or something, or to visit the great ones. It's like a holy site, and they've just come here, and that's why they're ignoring you.
Do you think they come from somewhere else?
No, I think they come from Pthumeru, but they're like on a pilgrimage to like see, a specific holy grave or something.
No. I like what you say before better, because Pthumeru and whatever are all graves, right? Tombs.
Yeah.
So what if this is a Pthumerian who like ascended fully and they left? Kind of like, the great ones leave and leave Ebrietas behind and all that?
Yeah.
Maybe
they came back.
Yeah, maybe there's more
that's
that
cool.
dies,
yeah.
And they literally come back to like pay respect to the tombs and stuff.
That's cool. Yeah, and it's like they're like the ghost of the moonlight, because they're like the celestials and the moon presence and everything. They're like coming back from the dreamlands through the moon. Yeah.
So they're like walking and they're like, and you're like, what are you here to see, pilgrim? And they're like, I'm here to see the great Ebrietas.
It's like, the old place hasn't changed a bit. still just basically a bunch of graves.
Richie, do the outro.
That was What, Where, Why, Enemies of Bloodborne, episode 42, The Pilgrims.
We discovered a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like this was a good one, in depth.
Yeah.
One. We even talked about the glow.
It's always good when we record an episode and it feels like it was good. A lot of the time it's a little shaky.
Okay. Do you have any last words?
Not really.
Me neither.
I actually kind of feel like after this I'm going to look at them in the model viewer and see if they have unused animations.
Maybe we can do a pilgrim thing for YouTube separately. Maybe have a more prepared episode. Yeah, like have a good one.
Alright.
We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe this was the best we can do. Okay. Alright, thank you, Richie. Have a good one.
Sinclair Law, the best we could do.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Brutus, thank everyone for watching.
Thank you for watching, everyone.